let's have a little chat about our new mate, Moussa Diaby, shall we? Because Villa just continue to have an excellent transfer window, don't they? Moussa Diaby is someone that's been linked with top clubs across Europe for the last couple of years, continued to prove at Bayer Leverkusen how crucial he is. And now he's in claret and blue, Dave. Do you think that's good business from Unai Emery?
I mean, it's one that kind of came out of the blue a little bit. I know there's been a few murmurs, for it's taken a while for it to get done and over the line, hasn't it? But I think when it was first kind of rumoured, there was obviously a lot of, enthusiasm amongst sort of Villa fans, and everyone was excited about it. And I think it's a great addition for them. I think if he can transfer his form that he's shown in the Bundesliga to the Premier League, and I think there's some doubts, I think, amongst some people, because they look at obviously what's happened with Leon Bailey over the last year. But I do think he has a little bit more
different players.
I think he's got slightly more to his his weaponry. For me, Absolutely. I think he's a little bit more direct. I think he's quicker as well, which we
more
have
established
seen.
Too.
Exactly. We've seen certain players come to the Premier League, look, the likes of Jadon Sancho, actually struggle, because you do actually need that extra yard of pace. It sounds daft, but it makes up for so much in this league.
And actually, you might see Diaby really benefiting Leon Bailey. These are players that obviously tore it up for Leverkusen together. They played together the season before Bailey joined Villa, and they were absolutely lethal. I think that season, it was 2021, wasn't it? And I think Diaby got 13 assists that season, and Bailey got 10. And they were just scoring goals for fun between them. I think between them, they got 22 goals as well in one season. Like two wingers that obviously are complementary, because you talk about Diaby being faster than Bailey. That's absolutely true. But Bailey's not slow. He's very, very quick. And Villa have been really limited at how they can counter quickly, because it's all come through passing rather than direct running. And I'm absolutely okay with that. Villa break through teams really quickly with passing moves. But knowing that we've got that extra kind of advantage on the break now, having two players that will keep up and Watkins alongside them as well, you can see that being really devastating. When Villa are looking to launch attacks quickly from the back, having that pace on both flanks would really, really work if Emery wants to change to that formation.
Yeah, I think what you mentioned about obviously is his goal scoring, particularly over the last year, but not necessarily that. Obviously, he had 17 goals and assists in 33 games last year, which is really good. It just shows that he's a very creative player. He's not just kind of got an eye for goal.
And he played in 2 European competitions last year as well. He played in the Champions League and the Europa League and scored goals in that too. So it's someone that brings experience that Villa need.
Yeah, and I mean, he seems like a very direct player. I think he averaged like 5.2 dribbles a game on average last year, which is crazy.
And I think it's the same fee as Harvey Barnes right now. There's potential for it to rise to, I think, up to 51. So it's Villa's record transfer, or at least the potential to be. But for a 24-year-old French international who's proven himself to be one of the best talents in Europe, it feels like a steal to me, don't you think?
Oh, for the money, definitely in this market as well, where it kind of almost seems like 45-50 million is the rate for a young talented player now. And I think for the money that you've got him for, it's a no-brainer. But yeah, I think you're right about when you say, I think what probably Villa did lack last year was probably another winger to kind of take the onus off Leon Bailey when he was fit at times. Obviously Jacob Ramsey, who makes them runs as well, kind of through the channels. I think it will probably help to have somebody take the kind of pressure off their shoulders and probably share that sort of responsibility and creating from wide areas.
And we really need depth in those areas, because the squad was looking so thin towards the back end of last season, and now all of a sudden we're in 4 competitions for next year. So it feels brilliant for that.